Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Toy Duo Team, where we come to you every week to talk about action figures and the TV and movie news you didn't know you needed and whatever else pops up in conversation. But first, let's roll the music.
Action figure and toy news, talking movies and TV, all the best that represent like half what we follow in the cat too. The Toy Duo Team brings it all to you. Toy Duo Team brings it all to you. The Toy Duo Team brings it all to you. Sit right back for all the toy news you didn't know you needed.
At least I didn't get eaten.
Well, you lose your leg later, but
Dude, that intro rocks.
I was just messing around with it. We'll see. Maybe the videos will change a little bit as the thing goes. But
Is that
I
how
did
you
that.
want
that music version is, if you watch Dave's Dimensions channel, he was showing some AI music site where you can go in and type in your lyrics and you pick the genre or whatever, and it'll kind of like make a song. And it's interesting that when you think about like AI in a way, it's stealing from sources, right? So it doesn't get a copyright strike. So we'll see what happens, right? Like eventually, if they find like some sort of like a riff in there or something like that,
a link, right?
Yeah,
Connection to.
We're waiting for the was it the Vanilla Ice? No, it's not the same. Bum 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 ba da dum dum.
Well, that's the thing. I wish you could type in like to the
Under pressure.
theme of this song. You know, that would be kind of cool. But we'll see. Anyways, let's say hi to some people in the chat. Well, let's see. Hold on. First, we got Sir Eric here. He's going to post his first video sometime in the future. We'll see when. Hopefully, he'll announce it here first. That will be like. And then we got Writing Dirty. I don't know what you're alluding to.
You never heard that?
No.
Writing Dirty?
No, never.
I think it's a song from the early 2000s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There's several different interpretations of that, I believe.
All right. So Gap is here. He's saying hello. We got G4 saying hello to everybody. Gary Scrells is in here. And you know what? I gotta tell you, every time Gary like posts like some sort of a thumbnail or his like little intro thing, they're very creative, right? The thumbnails on his channel, I kind of like them. Let's see. Dandy is in there. Not Writing Dirty, but Dandy. Jonathan is here saying hello.
I'm writing clean in the chat, Vern.
Yeah.
For you.
Okay. Ricardo is saying hello.
Oh, yep, I'm man.
I was saying get ready, Ricardo. Sir Eric Brown's down there.
Culture and plastic.
Who am I missing? Oh, Jumpy McClunky is saying hi to everybody.
And pop. Did you get pop culture?
Connor's here.
Oh,
pop culture in plastic.
No, I didn't actually. Pop culture in plastic. Oh, I missed it. Yeah.
And Brian.
Brian Myers. We got Connor from Foolish Figures. You know what? If he was here, I was going to throw something extra in the news. So when we get to the year of 1990, I'll pop something in there and see if he can correct me if I'm wrong. Anyways, let's see. Zombie Hunter 115 saying hello, welcome to the show. You got I think that's it so far. So
far.
Yeah, so far.
The day is young.
All right. So anyways, you could tell, I don't know if like the thumbnail was just a little bit too busy because of the VHS like type that I try to do. Is trying to do some sort of like a 90s thing. You guys want me to change that up? Sunny Sundry saying hello. What do you think, Eric? Was it too busy?
No, it's not too busy. It would be really cool if it was animated. So you could see the lines. Yeah.
Like I was ready to say that would be too much if it was moving back.
Yeah.
Oh, you think so? Yeah. I bet, for like, you could make like a GIF if you were sharing it on social media, but you couldn't put it on the YouTube. They need to do something with that live thing. Let us know in the chat if you guys like the new kind of 1990s motif we're going on, because, we are trying to do like some history lessons or whatever as we travel through our episodes. And since we got to episode 1990 or episode 90, we're going to be talking about 1990. So we're entering the 90s.
Hell yeah.
All right. So the music
Money?
spread. What?
Something that ties into the 90s.
Yes, 90s. Totally 90s.
I think
The-
it ties in. I
Yeah.
just test drove a 2005 Chrysler Town and Country.
Really? Well, that
Yeah.
was 80s when
Minivans.
minivan was like coined.
But
Early.
it still had the original stereo, which had a tape deck.
Oh,
And
is it tape deck?
It's the first time I've seen a tape deck in a vehicle in probably 15 years.
So you bought it.
I'm heavily debating it because it's in like it's got a little wheel well rust
Uh-huh.
and it needs some bushings on the tie rod. That's it. 144,000 miles.
Wow.
Everything. I mean, everything works. Every window, every door. You know what I mean? Like all of the. I mean, what are the odds of all of that stuff working?
All right. So I'll start looking now for my tape cassette thing that goes in there that has like a little headphone jack.
All
I'll
right.
send it to you if you get that car. Let's see. David's here. He's saying hello.
David, we got Sunny too.
Yeah, Sunny Sundries. Connor said that he wasn't sure it was a thumbnail. He was fiddling with the tracking on his VHS. Anyways, we like to start the show with a little bit of bragging camp. Does anybody have anything they want to show off this week?
Dan, you will go first.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh my gosh. Look at that
Huge.
monster.
Gotta hold it and spin the propeller. Just don't
Just don't
whack
hit your head.
yourself.
Right? Yeah.
Get a haircut.
Nice. So what made you choose those side rocket launchers?
There's a choice.
Yeah, it has those the four missiles.
Oh,
The
yeah,
touch and the
yeah.
same
The other one.
spot, yeah.
Because I didn't know if those four had the blast, and I wanted to make it look like it just fired off
Oh,
a
I see.
rocket.
Okay.
I don't know. You can see
I went with the four that same rocket launcher because I felt like I just looked at it and I was like, this kind of looks like what would be on an A-team helicopter.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Colors
something,
and
yeah.
everything.
Yeah, the little missiles.
You're right. Yeah.
Did you have any technical difficulties?
I definitely wasn't prepared for the amount of assembly. I think this definitely surpassed the amount of putting together
Yes.
of any of the other ones so far.
Mm.
Like
I
the
agree.
vamp, the hiss, there was a lot of pieces, but no, I didn't have any technical. Did you have any issues?
I broke a seatbelt harness, the lower one in the back, and then the side canopy for the pilot.
Okay, yes, you're right. I forgot about that.
And I would call that the back seat. I know some people are going to put their Wild Bill up front, but I know if you look at the TAC helicopter, the rear seats typically they're both pilots, but the pilot would sit in the back because the gunner would sit in the front with the most visibility or whatever. But that side window had a little tension in the plastic.
It did, yes. Yeah, I almost because I stopped because I popped it open like maybe a half inch and I got some resistance, and I'm like, some toys maybe I would have just kept on going, but not this thing. I'm like, no.
Yeah. I just feel like it's because the canopy's curved a little bit.
Is that
So
what you think that's what it is?
I think there's like a little bit of a curve, like so slight, but because it's like a hinge, I think that it offsets it when it kind of starts tilting up. It starts like, especially the front one. In that front,
Yeah.
you could see where that hinge is, but that back one, I feel like there's some sort of something
This one,
because
yeah.
it's curving down, right? Like I feel like since it's not like perfectly straight, yeah, they could have did something maybe a little bit different with that hinge.
So it just make sure I'm talking about what Vern's talking about here. This side opens, and this side opens as well.
Yeah.
And then of course the whole canopy comes open as also.
Yeah.
But when you first when you got the same thing that I did when you first opened that up, there's a sticking point fresh out of the box, right?
Yeah, there's a little catch so it'll hold it open. But on the back one, when I got mine towards the top, like one of the pegs put stress right where the hinge piece attaches.
Yeah. When you're looking at something like this, it's a little touchy when you get to a hiccup like that.
That's cool though. I wasn't anticipating the stand for that to be so tall. I mean, I didn't back it. I'm sure people who backed it knew it was going to be so tall, but man, that thing's sitting pretty
Yeah,
high up. That's
It's yeah,
it,
it's big.
it's
I
really cool, Eric, how it gives you like a couple of different approaches, right? Because if you flip it around, it's got like a downward angle.
right.
Um,
It's a really strong angle.
oh, that's cool. That's if I had it, that's probably how I do it. Like it was
Yeah.
attacking the some on the ground. Yeah.
yeah. So it's actually kind of
Well, that's cool that they did it that way.
You know what? Now that I see it this way, I think I'm gonna keep it there.
especially if you have it on like a top shelf, then it's like coming down at you.
Yeah. You put your decal on?
Are they the repositionable decals that Hasbro is so fond of speaking of?
I don't know.
That they
The only
because they
one that
said that because what she said in that video about the repositional decals is what she said. She said they come with all their that stuff. So I did not peel any of the decals, but I'm assuming that they are.
I'll have to check them out. I literally just put it together last night, and I've been driving around shopping for vans today. So
All right. Like Connor saying that by the time Hasbro Pulse ships his, it will be vintage. Let's see. G-Force is saying the cartoon always had Wild Bill in the front, and that is true. G-Force, even on the original box, he was in the front. Let's see, that's a new one for me. Jonathan technically is an old one. Let's see, what did he say, Jonathan? See, I'm going backwards.
yeah, I skipped a
Like
lot
to
there.
say Grumpy. Okay, we used a bit of cardboard in his house. Okay, and then I was looking at something here. Oh, so. Pop Culture and Plastic saying, does the Dragonfly come with blast effects?
You gonna get yours?
I'm just gonna grab the two things that I seen. So
Those things are awesome.
yeah, so these are for the side rockets to show that they're like launching off, and then
So like drumsticks.
Yeah,
That's the one that I've got on. The one that.
But like the explosion piece, there's no like ground explosions or anything.
No, there isn't, is there?
Yeah.
But I did think it was cool though that the that larger piece that Vern just held up first, it hooks in where the missile would hook in. So
Right.
it's very very steady, right?
It's not going to droop because of that.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Let's see. Dan, get some plastic palm trees for the Dragonfly display base.
Plastic palm trees.
I guess
Not
you
a
can.
bad idea.
Yeah. I guess that would be see that little how the base is open in there too. You could probably put a plant on it.
Oh, anything, yeah.
And then take it down to your kitchen and like go, oh, this is actually
Look at what we got. So we got room for 7 inches. So it's 7 inches from.
Oh, you could put like a coffee maker carafe and take it down there and just say, this is a storage display for.
Yeah. Put the ferret. I wonder if the ferret would fit in there.
Yeah.
Have the ferret running underneath it.
G-Force is saying you could always use the blast effects from Scrap Iron. That is true, or the Deluxe Black Widow. And since Scrap Iron is showing up at Ross for like $15, that's not a bad price.
And I keep checking, and he's not at mine yet.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll talk. Eric?
Yeah, I got a package from Pulse. I've got the skeleton crew wave. So this is KB.
Oh, nice.
The visor doesn't flip up, so that's static. It's all right.
The child with unique vision. I'm just doing the paraphrase from Star Trek: The Next Generation.
This is Fern. So
I could totally see that being like a young Princess Leia.
yeah, the one takeaway I have from this is seeing as like how many kids they did. So this is when he comes with the most accessories. He's got 3 accessories, or plus the backpack. So, but looking at this, I'm kind of annoyed that they granted these kids are a bit older, I think, than young Luke and Leia from the Obi-Wan series, but they should have done young Luke and Leia. So this is Neil. I guess he comes with 3 accessories plus the backpack as well. So I was wrong on that. So he's kind of cool, but yeah, I still wish they do young Luke and Leia. I still think the best way to do that would be like 2 3-packs. Do like young Luke with Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen, and then young Leia with what's her name, Briha and Bale Organa.
Can you hold Dumbo up with him to see what the because Jonathan's asking what the scale is.
Yeah, one sec. So this is Jude Law's character,
nice.
Okay.
Jod Nawood. So I was joking with my wife when I was opening him up and explaining the character's name, or reading it off to her, and we thought, like Star Wars names are supposed to be kind of goofy, but this character's name kind of sounds like just my toddler babbling. God, Nawood. Right?
It does.
Right? So I personally think he looks better without the headscarf, but I'll probably have the headscarf on just because I don't want to stash the accessory. And then this is Pirate Captain Brutus, definitely the coolest figure in the wave.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that is awesome. I didn't know that guy was coming out.
I didn't know he was out
comes
already.
with 5 pistols.
What?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Does
cool.
he come with does he come with a cup?
No
Oh,
cups.
not worth it then.
Now, can you
Most-
take all those pistols out?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Oh man, I gotta find this guy.
And they're all unique pistols too. They're like
Yeah.
none of these have been done before. So
So
I have to imagine all of the budget for this wave went into this figure.
did you
compared to
order
the
from
others.
Pulse? Is that why
Yes.
you got him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
I want that guy.
he's so cool.
Storyteller jumping in.
Like
Oh, by the way, Dino's here.
Oh, and Dean. Hey, Dean.
I had to. My camera and mic wasn't working. I had to restart and update my computer.
No, he just wanted to skip all the stuff and join for bragging camp, and then he's
No,
done.
I had to. I pulled a Sean Solo and had to update my computer.
So
Mhm.
I would take that wolf dude, Eric. if
Yeah.
I had him, and I would go get the one of the Spider-Man, the 2-pack with Ned and Peter Parker. Do the head swap and maybe like try to call him Teen Wolf. I don't know.
I just hope they do more of the pirates. I'd love it
I
if they
agree.
did Jaleel White's character,
Uh-huh.
Steve Urkel, if you're not familiar. So I
Oh
want to
wait,
see them
Steve
do.
Urkel's one of the pirates.
Hell yeah! You haven't seen him? Look it
No.
up. Yeah, look it up.
I was
I
so
think
out of touch with
Steve
that.
Urkel is in Star Wars.
I think
That
those
is hilarious.
kids, those kids scale about it like short round with Indiana Jones. That's how I feel.
Yeah, that would be accurate.
Okay.
I don't have
Alright.
my short round near me, but yeah, definitely the same kind of size as short round.
All right. Let's say hi to Prophet, Storyteller, JT. Who else am I missing? Gap. Am I missing anybody else that jumped in? Okay. Anyways, and then
Yeah, Brutus too.
and then Dean. Hold on. I'm gonna just. I had the same thing that I was gonna do the same thing that Dan did, but I'm not gonna pull it out. What I wanted to point out though was I do like the Ripcord figure. I feel like they should have given him a parachute.
I thought he was dead based
Yeah.
on your post. You had him face down in the dirt.
Wait for the short. I got a short video
Maybe
for
that's
it.
what this is for, Vern.
What?
He doesn't. He's just gonna hang.
Yeah, but he's got a parachute pack, the same one that comes with the Halo jumper. And then Glenda's got the rig with the little harness hookup in the front. Anyways, Dino, you got something for bragging camp?
Yeah. Well, what do you consider bragging camp? Because so
Any new pickups?
well, I just hit 6K today. That's pretty braggable, right?
Congrats.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked about that. That was
That's
a
a good
fun
milestone.
journey, that's for sure. But as far as pickups, today I picked this up for my daughter for she saw this last time we were at Collectiques,
Oh my God.
and she wanted to get this. So I know
Is that a Ben Cooper?
Cooper is a hot item right now, right?
Wow.
Terrifying.
That's
And-
mildly terrifying. I was just gonna say.
And look at that. It even has the elastic on the back, and
Old school.
the outfit hasn't even been removed from the package.
Hey, order one of those DNA kits, swab the inside of that mask, and send it in.
I don't
if
think
you
it's
get
ever
anything.
been used. I mean, the outfit looks like it's sealed.
Wow.
So she plans on, she saw this and she wanted to pick it up, and I'm like, yeah. So I kind of blow it up so I could go run and pick it up the following week and get it.
We got a doctor in the house.
Give it to her for Christmas.
Wow,
But
congratulations, man.
I picked that up today, and I also picked this up today. I've never seen this set before. Have you guys seen the set?
I don't remember that. No.
Yeah, my Goodwill had that for like $1.99. Nobody would buy it for like
No
a year.
way. This is cool. So I figured like this set, these figures you could put outside like the cantina, maybe put the girl inside the cantina that's coming out. This guy's and they come with chairs and things. And this was from the pod racing scene, I believe.
Yeah.
So you're gonna put those chairs outside the cantina?
Yeah, you know how they kind of sitting like there's a Jawa sitting in the dirt and stuff like that. So you could have
You could move some of the seats around. Yeah.
yeah. But I figured the girl, she has bendable knees, which is pretty good. So you could have her sitting at the bar.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
That's a
Last
rarity for that time of you know,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
line. Yeah.
But so last week my daughter and I were driving home from shopping, and we saw an estate sale, and they were giving away stuff. And how cool is that? This is Big Tracks. This is the scoop for the Big Track. Anybody know what this is from the 80s?
It's the scoop for the big tracks.
Yeah.
But I mean, I thought this was pretty cool. I got a bunch of board games also. I haven't tested it yet. I don't know if it works, but for free they will get. It was like the last day, so we were just trying to get. So I got a bunch of like board games and things like that. Some of them are missing a few pieces, but
Hey, I want to play that game. This is the Star Trek phaser from Next Generation. Does anybody know what this is?
Star Trek.
Well, do you remember? Is what I should say.
Was that an RC? Was that an RC thing?
It was you program like numbers on the back of it, so it's kind of like RC without a remote. You program it and you press like 5 steps forward, 5 steps back, and things like that. I don't know if I showed these off when I picked these up, but this is Who Knows Famous Monsters magazine.
Yes,
Yeah,
I do, because they give away.
I was
they give
looking
away the
through this.
lanyards
I mean,
at Comic-Con. Yeah.
this is what I love about magazines like this is like ads. Like you look on the back of the ads. This mask right here. I think it's a Ben Cooper mask. That Yeti would terrify me back in the day. And opening this page was just a flood of memories came back. And there's a bunch of Star Wars ads in here. I didn't pick them out right now, but when I was looking through it, I love looking at magazines like this. It's just a throwback. And also Marvel Jaws too.
Oh, that's cool.
And this is graphic. I mean, there is like the shark.
You mean
is
it's
tearing,
drawn? Yeah.
Like
It's got graphics in it.
I mean, it's pretty bloody, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, graphic like that. And it was like pick on Dean today.
So let me ask you a question. Do you ever think like sometimes going saying when you pick up an old comic and you see that little advertisement for ordering that like cardboard submarine or something like that that's like $6.95? Do you ever feel like cutting that coupon out, filling it out, and sending it? Seeing
Never.
If you can,
Just
no.
to see.
No,
Just give it a go.
Yeah, that's just.
it's got Star Wars in it.
Still want to get those sea monkeys. You think they got any of those left?
My son was big into sea monkeys. Look at this right here, the Great Star Wars Contest.
Wow.
I mean, I just love magazines like this that have.
You should fill that out.
Do you know they still make those?
Close Encounters of the Third Kind. What else?
Still get those sea monkeys.
Real quick, I don't know if anybody wants to talk about this, but how cool is this? Red one popcorn bucket.
Oh, I saw that.
Isn't that sweet?
I think that one takes the cake, man.
Yeah. Is mine coming?
Now, when I first saw it, I kind of rushed through the. I pulled a burn and I kind of rushed through the video. When I was recording it, I pulled a burn, but I didn't break it this time, But I didn't know. I was thinking like figures would sit on the seat, but this is the control panel right here, so you can actually put a figure seated. Like I guess that's where Santa would sit. So you can fit a 3 3/4 inch figure right there.
Huh.
Oh, interesting.
That's pretty neat.
Good catch, Dino.
Yeah, the reason why I was actually even thinking about it is because you called me right before. I think right after I picked it up, we were talking. Right? You're like, can a 3 3/4 figure fit in it? I said, I don't think so. But yeah, sure enough, it's perfect size for a 3 3/4 Star Wars figure. And I made a short. Did you see the short of Dr. Ebazan's coming to town?
No.
Not yet.
No, what happened was, because when we were talking about hitting the thumbs up button and stuff like that, Dino said to always hit them twice. So I went to when I went to his video, I hit it twice. Then I confusing. So I wanted to subscribe, so I hit the subscribe button.
Twice.
But for some reason, it doesn't say like I'm subscribed anymore. But I'm not getting any notifications.
It's probably because I put out so many videos, they stopped notifying people. They're like, he's just putting way too many shorts and videos out. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Anything else I show you, you'll probably pick on me. So
Probably. I won't pick on you. I thought everything's. I really like that red one thing. If I don't, is that
like
Cinemark or is that like Regal or AMC?
that was Cinemark.
Oh, okay. You think they still got them or no?
How would I know, Vern? How the heck would I know?
Because
I don't
there
work
like
there.
every other day.
I did happen to pick up a second one right over there, right there. It's still in the wrapper. See where my finger is? I did pick up a second one but I don't know anybody else that's looking for one, so I just might just get rid of it.
All right.
Throw it away.
And that's a good plan. Anyways, this is a good time to remind everybody, if you're watching the show and you feel like it, please hit the thumbs up button. It'll help the YouTube analytics push out the video. Anyway, so we got to that bragging camp. So we are traveling through the 90s. We got to 1990. So this is a little bit of history of 1990 you didn't know you needed.
Nice,
so
JT.
what?
I'm talking to JT. He's watching Close Encounters in the background as we speak.
Oh, nice.
That's one of my favorite movies.
That was one of the first things I learned to play on the piano. Ding, 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 ding. Anyway.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
So,
cool.
does anybody know why any of these things are on here? Do you have any other history from 1990 you want to go ahead, Dan?
I was going to say the same thing.
Hubble.
Yep, I love space stuff.
Nice.
What's the other one you have there?
Okay, so in April, the Hubble telescope was launched aboard the Space Shuttle Discovery, probably using the Canada arm that we heard so much about. Are you talking about on the upper right hand of the screen? The little Geordie LaForge eyewear? That is the first commercial digital camera.
Okay.
And I guess it was made in 1989, but it was first sold in the States.
Sure.
So the earliest known portable digital camera was sold in the United States, shipped sometime in November. The little scribbly lines down at the bottom is because in November, the very first web page was written. But in January, the first internet companies catering to commercial users, which was PSINet and EUNet, began selling internet access to commercial customers in the United States and Netherlands. And then in August of that year, Relcom is created by the Soviet Union, which combined several computing networks that later in August, the Soviet Union got its first connection to the internet. That's based on Wikipedia, if you believe it.
See,
I think one of my earliest memories from that year was Desert Storm.
Desert Storm. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
version-
But
Just seeing all that on the news. Yeah.
so from my research, Connor will correct me if I'm wrong. I think the first leader of Ireland, the first woman leader of Ireland was elected that year and took office. That's what I feel like I read when I was skimming through. And then in February, imagine this, smoking is banned on all cross-country flights in the United States.
Really?
Yeah,
90, really?
yeah. Well, that's a little bit of history. It just seems like some of this stuff, I mean, if you think about like 1990 or even the stuff we were talking about in the 80s, to me, I'm like, really? Did that just happen in the
Does
80s? Or did
Yeah.
that just happen in the 90s?
That one blows me away because I thought I was thinking I was watching shows from the 90s, like movies and shows from the 90s where they were still smoking in hospitals.
We were just talking about that at work too, because I was watching on Roku. They have The Price is Right, like 24/7. In the old episodes, I was so surprised that back in like the 80s, like a microwave oven was like $550, and people were just. We were talking that people were smoking back then and smoking on planes.
Yep.
Yeah.
When I go to garage sales, if I find really old ashtrays, I buy them.
Really? I was
Yeah,
I'm surprised. I went to Market Basket, like where they sell light bulbs and stuff. They actually
Uh-huh.
have like ashtrays there.
Yeah. I'm not a smoker, never have been, but I don't know what it is. If I see like, especially if it's labeled, like if it's like a Denny's or something.
You like to smell old ashtrays?
No, because they're usually clean. People keep coins in them. You know when
it comes out.
I don't know what it is.
like grandma.
I like those glass ones too. Whatever. It's I look when you collect stuff, it's like you don't just, I mean, to me, I don't just collect, action figures. I guess it's called hoarding, but but like I think I've kept all of my cell phones over the years and stuff like that. I've kept almost every camera I've ever owned, right? Like that I've used.
Now, let me ask you something. How many ashtrays do you think you own?
I don't know, maybe like 20.
20 ashtrays? Where do you keep them? That house must stink.
No, they're all in a box or something like that. I don't know. Maybe I didn't even have them anymore. They could have went out. Once they go into a box, you kind of lose track, and
now,
who knows what that.
Vern gives them out at Halloween.
Yeah. Yankee Squad. Yankee Squad. Now, are they used or brand new?
Well, who knows, because they're clean.
Yeah, but sometimes, like, you would see. Well,
if they're in bad condition, I just pass.
Yeah, because plastic ones, I think they would have like burn holes in them, right?
Yeah. The other thing I like to look at are like old lighters. I don't know why, like Zippos and stuff like that. I like looking at them. Sometimes I feel like, I want to get that one, but I don't.
You have a collection?
No, I have like maybe 2.
You see, all right. Connor answered your question, I think.
Yes, I saw that. So Jonathan also chimed in and said basically they're just figureheads. They don't have any power, but Connor came up with the name. So he knows his history. In 1990, you had those jumbo Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came out. They were like,
I had Michelangelo.
Yep. Do you still have it?
No, something. I sold a lot of stuff at my yard sale when I moved here.
Okay. And then these Transformers, I can't remember what they were called. Darn it. I was just looking at them too.
I think they were called Transformers.
No, they were like super action pop transform, whatever they were, whatever.
I don't remember that line.
Yeah. It was came out in 1990. And then there's going to be some debate on the Super Nintendo, the 16-bit Super Nintendo, right? Like in the States, or it didn't sell until 1991. But it came out in like Japan and South Korea, I think, in 1990.
Yeah, I had that. I had the Super Nintendo. I never collected any Transformers.
Let's see.
The big
How's
thing.
my audio, by the way? Is my audio too loud?
No, that's fine.
Okay. I didn't plug in my mic this time.
That's okay. Let's see. What was Jonathan? New tech has always been super expensive when it comes out. Do you know? Nothing has really changed.
Yeah. Yeah,
Jim
we were talking
Henson
about the
passed in
microwave being
1990.
expensive.
My grandmother used to work for Rossman's, and after she passed, I kept all her Rossman's promotional items. Yeah, I think that's kind of cool.
That is cool.
Not that her grandma passed away, but
Yeah,
that
we get
all the stuff. That's what I'm saying is cool,
Yeah.
right? And
Action Masters.
plastic in the cigarette company, but that stuff is worth some money. Yeah.
I had a Joe Camel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
I used to have and I saw it what made me think of it is when my daughter and I went to the antique store, they had, and I had it as a kid, it was the head of Joe Camel, and he has a cigarette sticking out of his mouth, but you would put like a cup inside of it, or it's kind of like one of those koozies, but it's not, it's a plastic head
Oh,
of
that's kind of
Joe the Camel.
Yeah. All right. Tim Barry saying the Transformers Action Masters is what they were.
Okay.
Thank you for that. Yeah, it's interesting because remember when Marlboro used to do the miles?
Yes. Was it Marlboro or Winston?
Marlboro. And
Marlboro.
so I had a buddy, what he would do is people would sell their miles in the penny saver. So he would like just meet people on the street and buy like their 100 miles for like $10 or whatever.
Yeah.
And like he ended up just having so many miles. He was like, "Hey, you want one of those jackets, the Marlboro jacket?" I'm like, "Sure." He goes, "Do you want a Stetson?" And I'm like, "Sure." Like every once in a while, he goes, "Hey, do you want this like Marlboro camping stove?" And I'm like, "Sure."
I had a duffel bag. You know how much that cost? The duffel bag? A lung.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Is this like what, like rewards and points?
Yeah, on the cigarette package, there'd be like a little clip. You clip out the miles on every pack or whatever.
Okay. The first I remember something like that was the Pepsi points.
Yeah.
With the Harrier jet thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a duffel bag, and I think because my mother-in-law used to get some of those. So we got the duffel bag and a horseshoe set from Marlboro Miles.
All right, so here are some movies that came out in 1990. I probably did not capture them all. I just captured some of them. Not Die Hard, but Die Harder, Die Hard 2. The God, that's a sequel to The Godfather, right? Total Recall, Pretty Woman, Tremors, Home Alone, Edward
Best Christmas
Scissorhands.
movie.
What?
Yeah.
Home Alone's the best Christmas movie. Fight me.
My daughter just picked it up on VHS last week.
What's Home Alone?
Home Alone.
All right, so it's time to play. Dino will quote one line from every one of these movies.
Well, how can I just do one line?
From every movie.
How about it's a graboid?
That's Tremors?
Yeah, Tremors. Godfather is I'll make you an offer you can't refuse.
Did they say that in that one?
They said it in all of them, didn't they?
I don't know.
Die Hard is I like to rub my toes in the carpet.
No, that was the first movie. You would have to say, "Welcome to the party." No.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, that was part one. I thought that was okay. Die Harder. I like to rub my my heels in the carpet was Die Hard 2.
That could also be Pretty Woman too, right? Because he walked around in bare feet, cob to squat, or whatever they were doing in the park.
I've never seen Pretty Woman.
All right.
Really?
No, I have. I just didn't want to admit it.
Total Recall. Total Recall.
No shame in that.
I don't recall that one.
Okay. What about the Goodfellas?
Goodfellas is.
Oh, there you go.
An offer you can't refuse.
No, maybe like he's taking a dirt nap.
Yeah. Home Alone.
Best with your toes.
All right, that's it.
Was that your quote of Edward Scissorhands?
Edward Scissorhands.
I'm sorry. Eric looked like he wanted to play.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he didn't speak, did he? Edward Scissorhands. He didn't speak, did he?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't think he did.
I got to tell you that Edward Scissorhands, I probably have never seen the entire movie. Gremlins
Just clips
2,
on
I have
TV.
not seen the entire movie.
Really?
Yeah. But all the other ones I saw, and they were all okay, I guess.
I tell you, the past few years that you've been doing this,
Doing
so
what?
many good movies.
Oh yeah.
So many good movies.
Oh yeah.
The past few years?
Well, like you did last year, you know, the 89.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know what I
Well, we
mean?
didn't do 10 years worth of like stuff. We just did 10 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seemed like the 80s, man. Like this 1990 is like, to me, is like, is this when the decline of movies started?
No,
Well, Total Recall was great.
no. For me,
2000s.
yeah, I don't know. Somewhere around there.
Oh, Connor. I'm not going to read it.
Yeah.
Somebody else can do it.
I just put it up there. I'm not gonna.
All right. Anyways, here's the crowdfund update that you didn't know you needed. GeForce is talking about all the gear you can get from the Marlboro Miles, the tent, the lantern, luggage, jackets, telescope, Leatherman tools. Oh yeah, man. There was a lot of stuff.
Oh
to get.
man.
Wow, that's funny.
Bender Rodriguez
Hey,
is
Bender.
saying hello. So, anyways, here is the crowdfund update for the Ghostbusters
Jeez.
HasLab. It's currently at 9,224 backers. Still needs to get to 12,000 so you can get Tully, who is confident that in 16 days it will reach its goal.
Oh
I
yeah,
think it'll
definitely.
still get there. It's just plateaued right now. They haven't really done too much in terms of marketing since the Tully announcement. So
Yeah, but wouldn't you think that would have been the? I mean, that should have gave it the bump that it needed. It jumped
yeah,
like
but
400.
most of these campaigns, if they don't hit immediately, they always kind of fall into this like plateau for the big chunk of the campaign
That's
until
true.
like the last 2 or 3 days, especially the last day. It'll be a big jump.
So
Oh, man,
I did end up watching that interview, and I'm gonna say that last week I said something like I had heard that they claimed that they had found like money and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I did not hear that in the interview, so it turns out that was misleading information. So I'm glad Eric kind of said to me last week, I think you should watch it for yourself.
They said something like it, but I'm glad you watched it.
Yeah, so I didn't feel like it had the same meaning as like when you hear it, right? Like,
Yes.
like obviously what they really said was they were excited about the figure. They didn't want to not do the figure because they haven't put out any Plasma Series figures in a while. So if this is going to be their only shot to like throw stuff out there to make sure that everybody gets that figure, so I think that was all good. I like that. I don't like the fact that it's kind of just stalling. But then she said something about like this is HasLabs are always very public. If you see the numbers spike, kind of irregularly, it. So it's not like they can inflate stuff on the back end. But I do feel that that's misleading because in the last day or so, the numbers do jump. And I do not doubt that some of that jump is due to backers, right? But I also feel like some of that jump is due to them padding the backers with retail sales.
What? Oh, you mean like
to Big Bad Toy Store
placing orders themselves to?
No, like making a deal with like Big Bad Toy Store or something like that. Because I don't think that. I don't know how the system works, but I can imagine they say, hey, if you buy 500, we'll cut you a rate or something like that.
Maybe that doesn't happen until the final day, until they actually get orders from.
Maybe.
Yeah, but I mean, like
that'd be an interesting question for them how they handle those types of scenarios, because obviously there are outlets that get them
right and sell them. But I will tell you that usually when you see Big Bad throwing up the HasLab, it does have a substantial markup on it.
Yeah,
which is still cheaper.
If I would actually rather them hold off the Big Bad and all the retail orders till the end, because I want to see actual numbers of individual backers versus like 500 were ordered from Big Bad Toy Store or Entertainment Earth. I would
Do you
rather see the numbers grow from individual people.
Do you think that they should prohibit like toy companies like that or toy resellers like that from being able to put in batch orders until it's actually fully funded? Or do you think that it's fine for them to allow like a big order to a company like that to get it funded?
I have no problem with it
Okay.
Yeah.
contributing to the original goal.
But
Yeah.
it dilutes the exclusivity to it though, because now all the people that were pressured to get it before those end of the 40 days or whatever, now they're like, oh well, I could just go to Big Bad Toy Store.
Yeah,
Right.
but they're going to pay a
They're gonna
markup.
pay a markup. It's kind of like that Tiamat, right? Where everybody jumped in who wanted to get Tiamat and bought it
Yeah.
from Super 7. But now knowing I could just go to Amazon and buy one of the overflow pieces that they have in their stock pile of order. You know what I mean?
But did Amazon inflate the
No,
price? No,
exactly
it's
the same price.
So that's pretty
And
interesting.
and if I get it from Amazon, guess what? I don't have to pay for the shipping.
Right.
So I don't know. Okay, so anyways, I think it will back. It's been slowly, steadily climbing. We still got 16 days as we get closer and closer. If it doesn't break 10,000 in the next week, then I might have a different opinion.
So can I ask before we continue on? Anybody here back it besides myself? All right, so we have two. Eric and I always back these things.
2.
You got 2? That's awesome.
And
anybody in the chat? I want to know
yes,
if anybody
people in the chat, please let us know if you forked out your $500 right before Christmas. Jonathan's saying that it's the best part of 500 quid all in plus shipping just before Christmas.
So I heard
Did you
of
get to Dino or just?
I just
one?
backed one, but I heard an interesting. Somebody said that they were going to put Ghostbuster 2 stickers on one side, and on the other side a regular. So when you face it, and then you can just swap the top.
The difference would be the top part. Right?
Yeah. So I think that's kind of a cool option. I wouldn't do that, but I think that's kind of a cool. The only thing I think that would be different from the top is I think Ghostbuster 2 has it on the hood also.
I think what would have been a cool option is being able to buy either one or the other version.
Nah, I like it this way.
Because because like for me, if I were to consider doing it, I would definitely want the Ghostbusters 2 version for those side banners.
But also, you would want the figures if you're getting Ghostbuster 2. So they're adding all the Ghostbuster 2 with the slime blower and all that. Because I don't think they released Ghostbuster 2, have they?
Yeah, I just think if I got it, I would have like a Ghostbusters 1 roof that would just sit in a box somewhere.
Yeah.
I'd prefer to not get the extra Tully, Librarian, and Slimer, but
But you could resell those.
I'm gonna have space right here, Eric, for a Tully, a Slimer, and a Librarian.
Yeah,
that would be the only thing that I wish they would have just released those.
Just come up with a price point.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could easily sell those figures for 50.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
All right, so I did do this topic of the week, the toy conversation you didn't know you needed. I thought maybe we would talk about customer service from different action figure companies, the good and the bad. Does anybody have any stories they want to share?
I have something. It kind of goes back a while. Behind me, you see the Deadpool head that Hasbro released a few years ago. So I thought, and I'm not sure if anyone has this, but one thing that wasn't abundantly clear is that there are like some inconsistent kind of like black marks on the mask. And they're all over the place. But when I got them, I probably returned like 2 or 3 of them through Pulse customer service.
How are you doing that?
It's the Mac. Like if I do like something, it's gonna like I don't know. It's gonna.
You have to have the new one with a certain processor for that to work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
you have to have an Apple processor.
So one thing that kind of frustrated me is that when I called about that, I guess that's just like a part of the product, but like the customer service had no idea that that was like expected, and it was like the deco on uh, the mask was kind of inconsistent, and I went through that rigmarole like several times with them. They were relatively easy to work with, but one of the biggest frustrations if you order through Pulse in the US is like you have to work through Hasbro's like consumer whatever, like the quality assurance team that's not a part of Pulse. You can't just like call up Pulse and return something. Simply put, it's probably one of the biggest downsides of working with them. You have to go. I'm sure people here have gone through
I
that, but
I
yeah,
agree with you, Eric, because they go through their like global thing. So like in
yeah,
every situation where I've had like an issue, except for one, and I'll tell you what that was, is Pulse is separate from their customer
right,
service. So
right,
when they are planning to fix your problem, they say, okay, uh, we're going to send you something of equal or greater value.
something, yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
if we don't have your item in stock. So in almost every situation, they've never sent me what I actually bought. And in a couple situations, they sent me stuff that was like $5 on Amazon, right?
yeah,
Well, and I had to explain it to them. The only time they ever actually sent me the actual figure was that Creel, the stormtrooper commander, the one with the lightsaber,
oh yeah,
because it was still available on Pulse.
okay,
And I had to go back and forth with them, and then finally what they did was they just reshipped me a new item.
sure,
But like with the Sentinel, this is why I kind of was thinking about it, because of the problem with the seatbelt and that chopper. Um, the argument for that seatbelt though is that it may not be a QC issue; it might be my fat fingers, and I was a little
sure.
rough with it. So
Well, they're
you know,
big
I'm not
bone. I wouldn't call them fat. They're just big bone.
yeah. So I'm not even worried about that. But like with the Sentinel with the knees, right?
Yeah,
They
that
fixed
was a
it with
common, yeah,
they fixed it with the Galactus with the ratchets and stuff like that and all the
right,
other figures. But the only option at that time was, hey, send us your Sentinel back, and we'll just refund your money.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's ridiculous.
The only time I think I had a problem with the HasLab was was my proton pack. The box got dinged really bad.
Mhm.
And normally I don't care about that, but I called up Pulse and they just they shipped me like a separate box. And for those who back the proton pack, man, that is like one of the most complex boxes
Yeah,
like you can
yeah.
Wow,
possibly have. So
that's amazing that they did that.
so I have one that's kind of damaged where I still have it kind of intact, but I have like a completely separate like proton pack box that's like all flat. It hasn't been like folded up into the box form yet. So like I've had pretty good experiences working with them. It's just like it could be better if the like Hasbro and Hasbro Pulse were more like
Combined.
combined, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I wonder if that's like a money thing, that it's like we created this separate company and called it Hasbro Pulse, and then that way like they can
You want to give
sell
that to me?
figures to
I could use
Pulse.
I could use a barge.
Is that a real thing?
Oh my gosh! All right, I can.
You gotta explain that a little bit more.
Yeah.
I want to hear
Yeah.
that.
Unorthodox cleric, please,
Yeah,
please
please.
elaborate.
I think
Anyway,
they gave away one or two, didn't they?
Yeah, maybe, but like with like a company like the guys that are making Monster Force, right? Like it took a while. Like I had to send them multiple emails. I had to remind them. They have like some sort of like a Google Drive where you go put in your name and address and PayPal. And then one day I just got like a PayPal, like for the cost of the figure. And then one day I went to the mailbox and then I just had a new figure. So, I mean,
You
like,
got both.
yeah, so it's kind of cool that, even somebody like them, they're taking care of it. If you look at what like Valaverse is doing now, is they're noticing like some factory issues, like with the Colonel Siege in the first wave. So they're just sending out a new upper body piece. If you just send them a picture, they're sending new hip thing for I think their other figure or something like that. So they're trying to catch those errors. And then with that Vanguard, they're saying, oh, because the gun didn't rotate up and down, they're coming up with a fix, and then they're just going to make it available for free, right? So, and I did hear that Hasbro might be sending somebody a new canopy because theirs broke. So,
like from the Dragonfly?
Yeah, for the Dragonfly. But see, and that's
due to the similar problem you guys were discussing earlier.
I didn't watch. I see they have a YouTube channel, and I think that a lot of GI Joe collectors watch the videos and stuff like that. So I don't know if it's a matter of, oh, this guy's kind of like on the rise for GI Joe collectors to watch his videos, or if it was, if anybody contacted customer service with that same issue, would they just send you a new canopy? Because I don't know how to get a hold of them. I did send him a message about my seatbelt, but it's leading me down that path of, well, you're going to just have to send it back. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but I'm going to follow through and just see what happens. But I'm just curious, you know, like with other companies, because I don't want to just nail Hasbro for whatever. But has anybody dealt with like other customer service issues? Because
I have.
That's insane, by the way. That's happened. So
basically, my box was destroyed in shipping. It was bought through eBay, and because they wouldn't reply to any of my messages, eBay gave me my money back.
Can you imagine selling a high dollar value product and not responding to something like that?
Yeah,
like Jesus.
And eBay,
good on you. That's awesome.
eBay wouldn't just give him the money back right away. They would wait, like, so that he didn't reply for like.
He probably didn't contact eBay. So what eBay will do is, if you're not responding to the person, eBay will contact you as the seller on their behalf and say, tell us what's up. And I could see that probably before it was shipped in this case, there was damage.
Oh, no way. Wait, you bought it from, he says he bought it from Hasbro through eBay.
Yeah, Hasbro, eBay. Yeah, Hasbro.
I know
an eBay.
I didn't know they had.
I bought from Hasbro on eBay before, but I didn't know they had the katana on their store.
Yeah, I can't imagine them having the.
Oh wow!
I'm surprised.
Gary is in a little bit of hot water because he didn't send that Dark Trooper to me, but that's fine. He wants to tell that story about how he sent it to John.
I ordered the Pizza Monster from NECA, Ninja Turtle Pizza Monster, and when it got shipped and delivered, in the box his foot was broken. So I contacted NECA, and
they
took a few emails, and they said they would send me a replacement part or something, and nothing. I never got anything in the mail, so I just actually bought a new one on Target and returned the broken one to Target.
What about the ET?
Oh, the ET?
Yeah.
I just brought that back to Target.
All right. So that solves everybody's return problems. With Mattel,
that's why there's probably a new policy for returning at Target because of me.
Yeah. So Mattel Creations had I bought one figure from their creations, that like Snake Lady figure, the Motu one, and it came in like a really super cool box and everything like that. The problem was it was damaged because, I mean, it didn't ship in a box, right? Like it shipped, so it did get some damage. And the thing is, I contacted them thinking, oh, whatever, you know, but they were like, well, send it back and we'll issue you a refund. And I'm like, well, how does that help me? Because I mean, like, it was like kind of timed or whatever, you know, I got lucky. I was able to order it and I wanted it, but it was like, even if they would have said, well, we'll give you like a 10% discount or something like that. But it was like, nope, send it back. We'll give you a refund. And they didn't have any more. They were telling me like, well, we can't tell you if we have any to ship to you. So we'll just issue you a refund.
David got those side eyes from the Giant Man that we were talking about a few weeks back.
Oh, they sent him replacement eyes?
Yeah, so that's surprising. That's good for him.
Oh, that's pretty cool. See, this is kind of crazy because I'm very interested in this. How you get how the HasLab, is there a different way to contact them
Is
for
he
stuff?
sure? Is he talking about the HasLab one, or is he talking about just the little skiffs?
Who?
It's got to be the Giant Man HasLab, right? Is that what you're
Yeah,
talking
the Giant Man HasLab.
about? Or are you talking about the sail barge?
I'm talking about the sail barge now, because I think he replied to people saying it was a special offer or something that they were selling them.
He said it was a one-time deal on eBay.
Still puzzled, man.
Yeah, my neighbor supposedly
That's
has
awesome.
one still in the box in the rafters of his garage, and he won't make me a deal on it.
Really? I have it right there. Right there.
Yeah, that's all right.
I wish I had one. I was dumb not to back it.
Well, I mean, you don't know back then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, and it was like $500. I remember. I thinking. I
Mhm.
remember like when they were campaigning, I was like, I should get that thing because it's going to have all these figures and stuff like that. And then, oh, I bet I can make some money on it. I actually thought like, oh, I can buy two and then pay for one, pay for mine or whatever. And I honestly, and then I was like, no, there's no way I can afford that.
Yeah.
I remember watching on the Star Wars show on the Star Wars YouTube channel when they recreated the scene where the katana blows up. They blew up one of the HasLabs and had fancy slow-mo and like high frame rate cameras shoot it. And I remember laughing my ass off, being like, "Oh my god, I can't believe they did that." And now
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I could have bought one of those and they blew one up. That just makes me sad.
Yeah. See, I actually was gonna order it. I went up to my wife and I said, "Hey, do you mind if I buy this HasLab that costs $500?" And next thing I know, I woke up like 2 days later, like all dazed. I don't know what happened.
Cool.
Got a lot of
Jonathan
stories
said you
here in
got
the chat of
What?
a lot of stories in the chat of free things from like
Yeah.
Amazon and
Jonathan
I know
got a
that's
free
what-
hunting knife when one of the screws came loose. Connor had non-delivery from Hazard Pulse. They were easy enough to contact and deal with. The outcome was just a refund. We are lucky though, really strong customer service laws in the EU. Yeah, so I think that's pretty cool.
Really, yeah.
I mean, sometimes when you deal with Pulse and they do that greater value thing, right? Like equal or greater value, it works out because I did have like a roadblock. I bought a roadblock, and the arms came off or whatever, and I sent them all the pictures. They never asked for it back. They were like, "Yeah, we'll send you something of equal or greater value." I figured I was getting a roadblock because how could it not be sold? How could it have been sold out? But when I got the box, it was that Baroness on the cycle that I could never find in the store. So I was like, what? Right. So I was able, that's how I ended up getting that.
I had Count Chocula, the Count Chocula figure. When I was doing a review, his I think his armor was leg. Yeah, that one right there. His armor's leg broke. And I contacted Jada Toys and they said they don't have anymore. And I'd have to contact
Ross.
No, it was actually I think Big Bad Toy Store or something like that.
Wouldn't that be funny if they said, "Hey, you know what? We sold our entire stock to Ross. Can you just like head on over there and pick one up?"
No, I actually paid full price for mine.
Oh my gosh!
Got it on release day. I don't know what the fact said. There were 10 of those Ketons left after shipping out and went to eBay for sale.
Yeah, he said there were like 10 of them. GeForce got a microwave egg cooker sent to me instead of a 3D printer. Took months to get a Creality to reimburse me.
You can 3D print with eggs?
Yep, you can. You just shape them in the pan. Does anyone remember the problem that comes with those Dungeons and Dragons figures? Like, yeah, I got Hank, and I phoned up Hasbro complaining that he arrived
not damaged.
Not damaged.
None of mine broke, which was surprising. Yeah,
I can give you a weird one from so they're not in business anymore, but you guys remember Dorkside Toys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a big order from them, like I was like 7 or 8 figures. I ravaged their clearance and a couple newer figures, and the box came and it was huge. They literally doubled everything on my order. And there were some big figures in there too, like some $40 figures. So I messaged them and I was like, "Hey, I feel kind of bad. You guys sent me 2 of everything that I ordered from this order." And I kind of expected, like half expected him to say, okay, that's whatever, yeah. But they sent me they made me print out a label that they emailed me to ship it back to them.
Really?
Yeah.
They
So,
made you print out a label?
yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, did they pay you extra for your time to go to the post office? And
That's kind of where I was getting at. Like, I don't know. Should they have?
I'm listening to the screaming.
Yeah.
Somebody's
Sorry.
having fun.
That's okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Hey, kids are kids.
someone's having fun.
Yep. Well, if we were Hasbro, I tell you need to go tell that kid to be quiet because we're doing a show.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Take
Hold
that
on
toy
one
out
second.
of the kid's hand.
Vern, you shop at Ross. You
Don't
should
worry
come
about
right
it.
No,
Come
Eric,
right
that's
on
cool.
there.
No.
He can't hear you now.
Oh,
No,
don't
that's
worry
fine,
about it, Eric. Don't worry about
That's
it.
good, Eric.
Yeah, we're not Hasbro.
At least someone's having a good time today.
Eric,
kidding.
no, we're not Hasbro. We don't care about that stuff. Kids need to have fun. I got a lot of grief for my Dragonfly thing because everybody was telling me that I manhandled the thing, and
I read that comment.
there were quite a few. There was like a whole string about
Really?
like you were rushing, blah, blah. You got to be super gentle. This type of stuff. But if you look at the box, it's rated for 14 plus. So the way I feel about it is like you got to put some of this stuff through some paces a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna put on white gloves and gingerly touch every single action figure, right? If you can't hold them and articulate it and do stuff with it, then it might as well just be a statue.
No, you do manhandle your toys. Even worse than me with my neck.
Okay.
Just fess up.
Unorthodox says you were a little bit rough.
Yeah, I was a bit rough.
Yeah.
All right.
It's hard. It's really hard doing a review with the camera in front of you, trying because I've broken many toys, and you're like this far away trying to. It's totally different doing it non-camera. So I get it.
Yeah. And those are all excuses. I ordered around 10 figures from Dorkside that were on sale. Was only charged for the shipping. They went out of business a few weeks later.
They were in effort mode, I guess.
Yeah.
At that point.
Wow.
Whatever.
That's pretty.
But I will tell you this: like, if you have if you have issues with stuff, you definitely should take it up with a company. There are some companies that have really good customer service, and stuff like that. Not just toy companies, but some companies.
But that's
really
the thing. So if who's liable for it? The seller or the manufacturer? Like for me, I went to Jada Toys to complain about the figure Count Chocula, and they said I have to go to.
I would think that like the manufacturer would stand behind their product.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. And if they don't, then that's to me on them, right? Like Hasbro does, I know for sure. Mattel will. I don't know. It just seems so up in the air. I mean, like this came from Joe Fest. This figure came from Joe Fest. So I just went right to Fresh Monkey Fiction and they took care of it. So that was pretty good. But I wonder what would happen now with my this Scott Bernard thing that I got. I did contact Big Bad Toy Store, and I mean, it's almost like they don't want to do anything. So,
yeah.
I'll see. I had Big Bad Toy Store. I think I mentioned it on the show actually. I had a werewolf figure, and his foot snapped. And they didn't even have me. So they just offered me credit.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping that they would do, was just say, "Oh, send it back, and we'll just give you a refund or whatever." But they don't want to do that.
The times I've had problems with big box retailers, I think I got one time through Target. I ordered a Wolverine figure and it just had some bad paint apps. They just sent me another one. They said, "Don't even bother returning it; just keep the other one."
Yeah,
yeah. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just going to say some places are like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Walmart, sometimes they do something similar, but other times they would just. I remember recently with the Balin skull, and I think it was the whichever one. I think it was the Balin skull was the Walmart exclusive one with the cape, or robe or whatever. They just gave me credit for the issue of like there were figures that were shipping out, or was it Balin skull or some of the Mandos? In any case, sometimes like you could find them in stores and they would ship to you immediately, but my pre-order that I placed months ago isn't going to ship out until God knows when. They
Yeah.
just like without doing anything, they just offered me some money, so it doesn't hurt. Like I'm not saying like I have to imagine there would be flags on your account if you're
A
abusing
regular
that, right?
Yeah.
complainer. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's like
But,
going to Target and Walmart. They only allow you so much per year,
anyway, yeah.
like
So
a dollar amount, I think.
Without a
But-
receipt.
Is that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, without a receipt. Yeah.
but if it's something like that, it doesn't hurt to call up and ask. I remember my funny story in the early 90s. My mom had some issue with McDonald's. They would always get our order wrong or whatever through the drive-through,
They ever
and
get it right?
well, I don't know. She wrote to McDonald's corporate in Chicagoland, I'm in Chicagoland, and they ended up sending us like a huge box full of like I think they had Power Ranger toys at the time from like Happy Meal toys.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like companies do like weird stuff when you complain.
Right.
Like I remember my high school microeconomics teacher said that she would use every point to complain about everything. She would always write a letter to whatever company. She got like
to see what she could get.
a year's supply of like
She
7
was the
Up
first
in one
Karen
case or
ever.
something like
Yeah.
exactly.
Did you hear about the lady that would like take the Kraft mayonnaise or whatever, and then she would weigh it, and then she'd write the company and say it didn't weigh like 76 ounces or whatever. Then they
Oh.
would send her a year's supply of mayo.
Yeah.
Who would want a
Yeah.
year's supply of mayonnaise? It
Look-
takes me a year to go through a tub of it.
Or not. An Orthodox cleric is saying, "What damage is acceptable to you guys or not acceptable? Would you send a
Good question.
toy back based on the damage?" Jonathan's saying it depends on where the scratch or the damage is.
Yeah.
And I kind of gotta agree with that a little bit, right?
I had a
And
minor
bloody.
issue with this Win figure in the Black Series. On his finger here, you can see there's a little black mark. It kind of looks like a ring, but it's not supposed
Yeah.
to be there. It's just a
Okay.
defect with the plastic. But I just figured, oh well, if I display him like this, it's not noticeable. Who cares?
So does that come out of his hand?
The flashlight? Yeah.
You can always dab a little paint on there too.
Well, that's what I thought. I thought it was part of the flashlight.
Oh no.
Whatever it was in here.
It's like on his finger.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
see
a
it.
defect
Yeah,
with the
that's it,
plastic.
yeah.
Paint, yeah. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
probably
what-
not gonna throw a stink for a little paint issue unless it's really, like I don't know if you remember this or not, but the Incredible Hulk movie,
Yes.
some figures that came out, and like almost every single of those Target exclusive Hulks, their eyes were like this.
Yeah.
You remember that?
I don't remember that, but I know what you're talking. Like I've seen eyes misprinted,
Oh, they
Like-
were bad.
like on the cheekbones or on the eyebrows.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
I might still have it somewhere. Let me go check.
All
They're
right.
back.
That's probably a common one with Hasbro with the Black Series. The eyes get like
Eyes are messed
misprinted.
up.
I
But,
do research. I'll if I find a better one in store, I do it like I'll buy it and then I'll bring the other one back. I think that
Just-
for me that's the easiest solution than trying to call
Yeah,
because I don't think it.
I don't
For me, I
blame
didn't
you.
get good luck.
I don't blame you for that. The instance with the Wolverine figure I had, it was like it was just like a blue streak on his chest. So I'm like, I have no problem complaining about that. It was so noticeable. It was just like blatantly wrong.
Well,
But there was. Go ahead.
with the GI Joe CoverGirl figure, she had that same kind of.
It was kind of tough. Pull them up.
She had the
Ben.
same problem. I'll just keep talking. She had the same problem. Oh yeah, that doesn't look good.
You see it?
My gosh, what's up with it?
She had the
my
problems with the upper arms that like the other classified figures had, where if you try to articulate the arm, it would come loose right here at this pivot point.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Because the
I
inside
remember
peg
that.
wasn't big enough for the hole, and I ended up just using UV glue to increase the size of the little peg, and that kind of solved the problem. And the only reason I did that though was because it was a hard to find figure when it first came out.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I wasn't going to send it back because I wanted it,
What do you do?
for the collection or whatever. But normally, like that kind of a problem where, like, say this dude right here, his peg's coming out. I don't want this figure because the body won't hold together. I'm not going to open the other one, but I'm pretty sure the other one has exactly the same issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a problem with the NECA figures. I broke another ankle on one of my figures, and I had to glue it or hot glue it. I'm not going to repose it. Once it goes on a shelf, it's pretty much in that pose. But it's really a bummer. I definitely don't have good luck with NECA, and I was hoping to go through a year without breaking a toy. But
Gary's saying in Canada mayo is acceptable substitute for caviar. Who dips their French fries in mayo?
no, but that sounds tasty.
Yeah. So
when I was in high school, I used to make mayonnaise sandwiches.
Okay, so I tell you what I do, Dan. I put ketchup and mayonnaise together.
Oh yeah.
Well, so like Shake Shack sauce is like mostly mayo with like ketchup, mustard, and like pickle juice or like cayenne and whatever. So with those types of mayo-based sauces, yeah, sure, but straight up mayo, unless it was like some fancy mayo. There have been some fancy like burger places that have some like truffle, garlic, Parmesan, aioli or whatever. Yeah.
Right. All right.
What, Wonder Bread in mayonnaise? Just that doesn't sound tasty to you, Eric?
No, wait. So just to be clear, your mayo sandwich is just mayo,
mayonnaise, mayo, a lot of mayo, and just like Wonder Bread.
All right.
Get out now.
I would just eat mayonnaise right off the spoon.
So,
not like
so
the
basically,
Otar,
you should start calling your sandwich, according to Gary, the Canadian caviar sandwich.
It was. That sounds better, doesn't it?
All right. Does anybody else have anything else they want to say about customer service issues?
No, but I have to get going. It's getting dark. I have to put the ducks away and all that stuff.
All right. Quack quack.
I got
it. All right, Dean. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, peace.
All right, let's see. Oh, darn it. Okay, so this is the hot or not section. These are the toys revealed that you did not know you needed. And first up, I know Dan, you collect G.I. Joe, but Eric, you don't really care about G.I. Joe.
Right? I have some, but not too much, yeah.
Okay. Full Force podcast keeps putting up pictures that are leaked, right, from like the factories or whatever. So we got like Blowtorch or whatever here, and then they got this like German Shepherd. Oh, I think that looks cool, man. I just can't wait.
Law and Order, right?
Yeah. I just think it looks cool.
There've been a lot of factory leaks coming out from Hasbro. I mean, I've seen a bunch for the Black Series, and with them decreasing pipelines, it almost seems like, oh well, we'll figure it out anyway because factory leaks are going to happen.
Right.
I mean, I feel like they've always been. It's just hit or miss whether or not they get mainstreamed. You know.
I wonder if these people who are taking these pictures and kind of leaking them, do you think they're going to get in trouble when they figure out who it is?
Probably.
Or do you think
what I've heard is that some of the people leaking like buy the rejected figures. Like that's something the factories do. They sell like rejected plastic.
Oh, see, I almost feel like, because I don't know how much advertising Hasbro does on their own, right? Because it seems like a lot of their advertising goes through like people that are on social media and you know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm doing advertising for them in a way, right? Like almost every toy company, we're doing their advertising. So I wonder if like they're fine with this because they're like, oh yeah, it's going to get out there. People will get excited about it. And then they'll buy our products when they come out.
You know, that's actually a really good point. I couldn't tell you the last time I saw like a commercial for a Marvel Legend or a Black Series or
They
Right.
don't have them.
Yeah, they just
yeah.
don't do toy commercials. Yeah.
Wow.
You get
Because
like a Twitter or Facebook post from like the Star Wars official Star Wars account for like these like Gift the Galaxy or whatever Mando Monday type campaigns.
Yeah.
yeah, because I gotta
That's it.
ask you guys a question. I mean, like, when was the last time you actually watched a commercial that was on TV?
Well,
Oh, I
that's,
told you I love
that-
that Tubi, man. I watch it all the time.
You know what I
that's
mean? Like,
not too uncommon.
unless you're watching like on a streaming service and you're getting like abbreviated commercials, though. You know what I mean? Like, if you actually watch regular live TV, there are still commercials that take up, like 18 minutes of a 1 hour show.
Mhm.
If you watch it on streaming, like on Hulu or something, and you have the commercials, you're watching your entire show in under like 53 minutes or whatever. So you're only getting like 10, 12 minutes of commercials, not 18. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and to me, the commercials are way different on streaming than on TV. Because on TV, I'm getting like the cars, beer, whatever. But on streaming, I'm getting, may cause dizziness, rationing. You're like, you know what I
Like,
mean? Like,
anal leakage.
okay.
Be comfortable around crowds.
All right. And then this week, McFarlane had the big reveal of the $250 Joker set. And he came out and defended the price point and said, it's so limited that we built all this value in here. So I broke it down at $25 a figure, $100 for the backdrop, $20 a chair, $50 for the desk, and $10 for the plant gets you to $250. Then I remembered that McFarlane also made that Batman 1966 TV series Batcave, which had a bunch of computer stations, the little pole stations, the background piece, and it was $40.
Vern, you're leaving out the box.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
No, I'm joking. But it does have like there's no way in hell I'd buy this. I don't buy much.
Not for $250.
But the box did look cool too. Just
Look,
to be fair.
I'm going to be completely honest. If that was like a $100 set, I'd probably be into it just for the set. Right.
You could put other figures, sure.
Yeah, I'm just picturing the action figure photography you could do. You could make a custom Johnny Carson or something like that and just make that the Tonight Show or something like that. But the fact that you're getting like the De Niro figure is kind of cool, right? I might try to head swap that around somehow.
Is that a good face sculpt though? Like
I don't know.
I didn't zero in on this much because I have no interest in it, but I was wondering if that was a good likeness or not. I'll have to look that up. Yeah.
All right, let's see. Connor says crazy overpriced. Jonathan says $250 is a piss take. It just moved.
Sorry.
For that a Joker set. No, I'm reading from the side chat and they just moved up because somebody else chat. They say Steam now, pay never. Steam now, pay never, but you pay by watching the terrible ads. Yeah, sold out on Entertainment Earth. That is crazy that it's sold out. They probably only had two. You get a gun with a McFarlane set. That ups the price. Oh, that's true. There is a pistol in there as one of the accessories, and it's like a revolver. The Jabba throne room costs the same as the Joker set. Yeah, this. To me, this is just as shocking as watching the Joker.
Without the music?
Yeah. All right. Anyways, you both ordered it, right? To go with your Ghostbusters vehicles?
Eric, you're gonna have to cancel one of your ectos and get that.
So apparently there's going to be another Captain America figure next week.
I saw that in the No Way Home Spider-Man upgraded suit.
So this is just a continuation of that Infinity Saga, probably, right? Where they're just redoing all the Infinity Saga figures. So we'll see. This is which Captain America? Is this Winter Soldier Captain America?
No, I thought it was it's got to be the first one, right?
You think so? Because I'm looking at the little shoulder things, and then the way the lower piece is done. I don't
I
know.
think that's Winter Soldier, like Civil War ish, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I thought.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I thought it would have been Winter Soldier. So we'll see.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, and then we got some Eric.
Yeah, I picked it up.
Okay. I mean, they
And
look
the other
kind of
one.
cool. I mean,
So, yeah, I got these. Just, I mean, they're different variants of clones and
Right.
clone commandos and B1s. The clone commando's not the best. It's basically Hunter, but from the Bad Batch, but they could be beefier. But all the other commandos are like that, so it's okay. The other one, though, I'm sure you have a picture of the.
yeah, I do. Hold on. So
yeah.
Jonathan's saying he likes the Captain America, and at least he has the right shield. So that is
Yeah.
So they are just updating it. So Dan, did you get these guys?
Those the droid and no.
Yeah.
No, but I'll get that Captain America if he goes on sale.
Yeah, I will too. Okay, so
Yeah, I'm glad they released
The arm?
the Amazon set with the Force arm
Yes.
before the mainline one without the arm shipped. I mean, there's a good reason to have both if you played Survivor and you like the character. The character's cool, but for me, the
you
big
could just pull the
like-
arm out of the peg.
no, I don't think. Maybe you can with that. I don't know.
Well,
It doesn't
air
look like
dryer or boil it. Yeah.
yeah, but it doesn't look like it comes with the patch.
Oh,
sleeve.
yeah, you're right. Okay.
Yeah. So, so I'm glad they did this way though, because I did cancel the mainline one for the sole reason that like if they invested a little bit more to have a different face sculpt and different expression, I probably would have considered keeping both, but I just canceled the mainline one without the Force arm. I figured the other one was cooler because I like the commando droid. So
Yeah, and that's the thing is when they first came out with the figure without the arm, there was a lot of conversation about they should have included like a Force arm.
yeah.
So
well,
the
they
reason,
early planned it, right?
yeah. So obviously, right? Like I think this 2 set is the way to go if that's the character you want personally.
Yeah, I mainly like you could go either way. He's the mainline look without the Force arm is how you see him in most of the game. That's probably the more definitive look. But for me, this is the only way I could get that commando droid, so I'm going to get the Force arm. Easy choice, yeah.
Okay, so I thought it was pretty good. This reveal I kind of liked because I was like, yes, they got the arm on there, so it wasn't like they weren't ever going to do it, right? Like obviously they knew, they just weren't answering the question back then.
There are just so many other characters from Jedi Fallen Order and Survivor that they should do or should have done before this character. He's a cool character, but
yeah, I think this was a way for them to double up on double up on profits. Right.
100%. Yeah, they're using all the same sculpts and
yeah.
All
right, and then got some Storm collectibles here. The Son of Ogre. Anybody collect these Storm collectibles?
I think they're cool, but no.
I think they look cool. I like all the pictures. I've never been tempted to buy one of them.
They're like $60.
Yeah, no temptation at all. So I'm curious if anybody in the chat has picked any of these up. If you have, just let us know. Are they good?
Does this figure like have any head articulation? Because it doesn't look like he's got a neck.
You gotta have a neck to have head articulation, man.
Well, in one picture, he's looking straight ahead, and this
no, I know.
He's
Yeah,
had his head turned a little bit. Let's see. Too big, too expensive. Black Series is so far off his radar. Not even. It's a pass. Not even a pass. All right, and then we got this Ultraman.
Oh my god.
Who is this? Hold on.
Clockor.
No.
I don't know.
Clockor. Mother of
Mother Clucker.
Mother of Ultra or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, I think they're pretty cool. The Ultraman figures. The problem is, I think the scale is not right, so I wouldn't be like grabbing it, but it does look like a giant chicken.
So Bender's got a Gears of War Storm figure. He likes it.
Oh, okay, nice.
G-Force has Ken, but also says it's too pricey. Jonathan says they're cool, but the wrong scale. Bender really likes the articulation.
Oh yeah, they had that. They had the Battle of Planets figure, right? Yeah. So that's pretty cool. All right, and then Dan, are you going to be rebuilding your Lord of the Rings collection?
Man, probably not with figure arts. No.
No. I got to tell you though, these two look pretty good.
They do, yeah.
Wait, the hair on Frodo does not look right.
Well, it's designed so you can take it off and put it on the other dude.
You can put it on Golem.
No, I don't know. You don't think
I'm not out of line though, right? Like that. Like
no, it does look a little. Yeah, the bang shouldn't be as out there.
Beef, like it looks like he's got like a 10 head.
Yeah. Maybe you got an elven perm.
Yeah. The problem is they're just going to be expensive.
You're like $80, $90, right? Probably.
Yeah, something like that. All right, and then we got the other one here. I do like the robe size, right? Why can't Hasbro make robes like this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When they put a cloak, why are their cloaks always look so oversized? This has wire in it. You know what I mean? Like, why can't Luke have a nice robe?
I'd pay a little bit more for a better, like when there are soft goods, I would pay a little bit more to have the wired.
Yeah, especially if it could look nice. You know what I mean? Like, because otherwise, like all of my robed figures, the robes are just in a thing. You know, like a container. I don't even close them with their.
Yeah, was that Gollum look off? Two people are saying that Gollum scale looks too small.
The Gollum looks fine.
Is it throwing him off because he's crouched like that? Maybe
I think it's throwing him off because he's standing next to this other figure, and people are forgetting this other figure is a short dude.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe Gollum's a little bit bigger. Maybe he should be a bit bigger. I don't know.
Yeah, let me get rid of the.
It could also be perspective. It looks like the angle. I don't know.
Yeah, hard to say.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. The Lego last looks spot on. The G-Force really near Bloom's likeness. Oh, they're saying that he should be almost Hobbit size.
Yeah, because he was a Hobbit. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess if you go from his knee to the knee over there, they're kind of about the same height. Right?
Because it's kind of bent forward. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe
kind of close. Yeah.
All right. All right. And then we got Police Story, Jackie Chan. And I think, what's interesting is I feel like, was it 1990 that he made his U.S. debut in that movie called The Big Brawl, which they actually call something else now?
90?
Was that when it was, or was that earlier?
He had to have been in movies before that.
No, you remember there was like that movie where like there was a big fight in Texas or whatever, where everybody got together and oh no, that was in the 80s. Never mind.
I was gonna say, I know he was in Cannonball Run.
Yeah. So yeah,
that was what, 84.
Yeah, I remember the movie. It was like it started out with some sort of roller skating obstacle course thing. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that a little bit.
Roller derby.
All right, and then this is the McFarlane Joker or Riddler. What am I thinking?
You're thinking riddle me this.
The animated.
New Batman Adventures. This is not the animated series.
Oh, it's not. Okay, it's a
No.
different. Maybe it's a different
The
scale.
Riddler looks kind of similar, but this I think is Scarecrow, and that is not the Scarecrow from the animated series.
Okay, so this is some Batman Adventures. Oh, I wonder what this is from then.
Yeah, I think some other cartoon.
Is there a new Batman cartoon coming out?
Well, there's the one that came out on Prime.
Are these
Recently.
from that?
I don't think that's the name of the series.
Okay. I think they look cool. I'm just not collecting any of them.
Someone in the chat might know more. I haven't watched the new cartoon series on Prime.
Batman Adventures came out after the animated series.
Oh, okay.
Early 2000s or late 90s or something, or
Yeah. All right, and then so this is the Batman. I feel like
And I don't remember that.
I want to see. I'm going to compare this to one that they've already released because I feel like he's just a repaint, but he might not be.
that it looks like a repaint of the DC Direct, the animated series one.
Something, right? Yeah.
Looks very similar. Yeah.
All right. So Gary's saying he thinks Scarecrow is a platinum variant. And then you got this McFarlane Penguin from the TV series. I think it looks pretty good. The problem is I haven't watched any of the Penguin after
I'm in the middle of watching it. It's good.
Haven't seen it.
All right.
I
know that Cobra Kai came back and Silo came back.
Yeah.
This last week. And then I saw this Speed Racer and the Mach 5. Cool. I just imagining the price point on it.
What scale is that?
You know, that's the thing is I did not see in the post or whatever when I saw this picture like what the scaling was. It was Toy Bro or something like that posted it. And I'm hoping that this is, you know, at least in that 6-inch or 5.5-inch scale. But if it is, then that car is big. So I'm imagining this might just be like a 4-inch figure.
Yeah, it looks like a 4.
But the other thing that I don't know about this figure is what accessories is it going to come with? Is it going to have the saw blades? Is it going to have like the little jack stand things? You know, is there going to be attachments for the tires and wheels? So I don't know. It looks really cool though. And I do not have a Mach 5 in my collection. That's bigger. You know, I got the little tiny one. That's it. And then these came out from Mattel.
Yeah, I saw that. Not the Lego type ones.
Yeah, they're
They're sold out on Pulse.
Yeah, so they look really cool. I'm just curious. Has anybody in the chat like jumped on these? Did anybody order them? Because they look cool, and you know, they're not going to take up a bunch of space. That's for sure.
Not like this.
Yeah,
Dragonfly and the his.
Yeah, but the $80 is one box, and you get the Sky Striker and the Hiss Tank.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, that's his pack.
Little figures.
Those are kind of like desk knickknacks more than something I put on display. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of what?
Jada Toys has those little die-cast ones, right? They have the Hiss.
Yeah, something like that.
This is really weird though. It's Mattel with a Hasbro property.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, it's weird.
Gary seems to think that Spritle and Chim Chim are in the trunk of the Mach 5. All right. And then this is the last thing that I wanted to show off, or we've shown off in the Hot or Not section. This is the Tesla robot action figure that apparently is available on their website. This was confusing. As soon as I saw this, I imagined this image from Rogue One.
No dice.
Anybody want one of these?
No takers?
No.
Nobody? Yeah. Yeah, me either.
Tesla will never get $1 from me.
Jonathan says $80 is too high for that set.
Dan, Tesla comes complete with spyware. Is that something you just didn't want to say out loud?
I didn't want to get you. You didn't want to get you banned by.
Oh, it's fine. It's
Musk.
fine. Anyways, that was it. That's the hot or not section. Do you guys have anything else going on this week?
I'm going on a 5K.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, this should be fun.
Have you been training, or are you just gonna?
I'm doing a walk. No, it's actually through it's the start of the light show here in town, of like a big
Okay.
fantasy of lights is what they call it.
Yeah.
Like Christmas lights stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. And
Yep,
the people
pretty
who
cool.
signed up for the walk and the run are going to get the first run through.
Yep.
So
Cool.
Thought that'd be cool.
All right. And Eric, you're gonna post your first video?
Maybe in the near future. I think I mentioned
Breaking
earlier,
them down.
Wow.
over the holidays, I need to make a trip out to IKEA and get some more shelving to future-proof my display.
Oh,
Because
good for you.
the Ghost will be shipping soon.
Oh yeah,
and-
you need space for that.
Yeah, there's a video on YouTube from Pulse unboxing that, and that thing's massive. And I'll need place for the cantina eventually too. So yeah.
There's not enough IKEA toy hunts. You should definitely video that.
Get some meatballs.
Yes.
And,
Please
Sweet.
do a whole food review.
yeah, get meatballs and lingonberries. Actually, no joke. If you go to IKEA, don't sleep on the like sparkling pear cider and the lingonberry cider. So
Is it good?
So good.
All right. Dan, are you gonna film that dragonfly or
No.
no?
No, I didn't even have the heart to. I can't believe you took ripcord out and Glenda.
Yeah, I took them all out. I actually made a separate video for the figures, and then I did the dragonfly. I was trying to do that little turntable at the end of my dragonfly video. I had done I thought I had filmed all of them, but apparently the camera wasn't on for the first 3 figures.
Oh no.
Yeah, so that's why it was only Wild Bill at the end of that one. But yeah, I had to get them all out. I may put Crazy Legs back in the box.
Legs, yeah. I'll probably get Wild Bill out just because we got to have a pilot. But
Well, if you saw my short video, I have the custom Stringfellow Hawk and Dom from Airwolf. I put them in the Dragonfly, but I'm also thinking about this guy might have to take it for a spin.
Yes.
Yeah. But I'm thinking about, and you have a pilot too, so I'm
That's
sure.
the reason I got him. Yeah, I got the
So
Jolly Roger. Was it?
So the way I'm thinking is you can hold the bottom of the stand and film yourself running around. And then if you crop it, you might not notice the plastic holding it up. So it looked like it's actually flying around.
I move really fast.
Did you say one of the figures is named Crazy Legs?
Yeah.
When I heard that, I think of the character from that movie, Don't Be a Menace. Don't Be a Menace, South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. Yeah, that one.
Well, that's a flashback.
Crazy
there,
Legs.
man.
Yeah.
Oh, no joke. There was a murder over in Europe.
He said last time. Wait, murder?
I don't know what that. Oh, the meatballs?
You're kidding me. What?
Oh, horse meat?
Horse meat?
I haven't seen that, but I mean,
No, I haven't seen
it
it
wouldn't
either.
surprise me in other markets.
Sure, why not?
Well, I think there was some rumor about Jack in the Box in the 80s or something like that, but I don't know how much truth that. I think it was
Well, that's
kangaroo meat or
true.
something like that, right?
That is actually true.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Hey, see you, Gary.
yeah. See you later. I mean, if you think about it, all that stuff in the processing plant, you really don't know what's in your ground beef. If you're not,
there's I want to say 500,000 unreported food poisoning cases every year. I mean, don't quote me on that. I'm probably exaggerating, inflating the numbers a little bit, but I know it's high and it's in the hundreds of thousands. Because people, if you get sick, where do you pinpoint it?
yeah, you can't. I mean, unless a lot of people are getting sick, then
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you
See
can
you,
always
Gary.
say, yeah, see you later. You can always say, oh, it's from that, it's from that. Anyways. All right, so that is the action figure.
Digestive
20
health
this week.
news you didn't know you needed.
Yeah. We'll be back next week with some more, and we'll be covering 1991. So get your thinking caps on and try to remember what was happening in 1991. Thanks everybody in the chat for showing up and hanging out with us. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button to help the video. It'll help promote the video a little bit. And thanks you guys for showing up and being part of the show. And we will play the music.
Action figure and toy news, talking